Hello everybody, welcome back to Cannonball's Cottage. I almost said sausage because that's what we're doing. We're actually doing good old bangers and mash, an English British tradition, classic. And here we have the sausages in this pan just here, and these are Lincolnshire sausages. These are my favourite Lincolnshire sausages. All across the UK there's all sorts of breeds. Cumberland sausage, Oxford sausage, Leek pork sausages, you name it, we make them. The great British banger. And today we're doing, here in Cannonball Cottage, bangers and mash with onion gravy. So I'm gonna get this rolling and get some heat underneath this, and also get some heat underneath this other pan, because we're gonna cook the sausages in this one pan and start frying the onions in the other pan. So while these sausages are starting, I'll just slice these onions. The onions are just sliced. You can slice them any way that you like, really. Just get them in the pan to start them off. And I've just cut this onion in half, leaving the root section on so that you just can slice away quite nicely. And you can also hang on to the root like that, see? That's how it's done. And just get these onions rocking and rolling. Also, this really is a pub classic. Almost every pub in the country would certainly, well, any pub worth its salt would actually have British sausages on. Well, British, English, United Kingdom. The Irish make some fantastic sausages, so do the Scottish. They make some great beef sausages, which is very rare in England to find beef sausages. In Scotland they're quite popular. But there you go. We need to get these onions this down a bit. I don't know if we're on the highest power on that. This twin hob that we have here, this induction hob, this one side of the hob only goes to a certain temperature, and this one does twice the temperature. So yeah, it's you need to get used to the equipment that you've got. I'm just going to stick a lid on the top of these sausages here because they're spitting away. I could do with one of those splatter gizmos, whatever they're called, to stop all this spitting all over the place. But this lid will do, because it will help to create some steam and cook through the sausage while they're browning as well. So the other thing with good old English bangers and mash is that we just use again a traditional thick brown gravy, not one of these posh jus or whatever is used. We use a proper good old-fashioned gravy, and it's the kind of gravy that you just want to dip, soak up the gravy with some really lovely white bread that we've all grown up with. Shop bought sliced white bread. Can't beat it. None of this posh stuff. No ciabatta and sourdough. It's just good old-fashioned sliced white bread that I'm guessing most people in the UK grew up with. And there we go, we're getting on. These onions are slowly getting there. I'm just going to have a quick look at the old sausages. Getting away, look at this. Look how they're browning. This is what we look for. Years ago, when I was a kid, my mother used to cook the sausages, and if my brother's watching this video at some stage, he'll probably remember that when my mother cooked sausages, they were black, and that was the way that people always used to cook their sausages years ago, because they grew up and well, not just grew up, but they went through the Second World War, and the bangers that they bought during the Second World War, they hadn't got a clue what was in them, and hence the name bangers. The reason they used to call them bangers, because there was that much rubbish in them, they used to explode and make all sorts of noises. But yeah, I remember my mum doing them black to make sure, as you must make sure as the sausages are cooked, she always used to say. And God, it was like eating cinders. Charcoal. Mind you, not that I ate much anyway those days. But when you are cooking, I've said to you before about one of these thermometers. This is a thermopen. When you are cooking, just to make sure as they are cooked, just stick the thermometer in. That one's 80 degrees. You're only looking, that's 88 degrees. You're only looking for anything above 75 degrees. And you know you're safe to go. And I'm going to turn those off because they've actually reached the temperature that we need. And I'm going to throw them in the onions. Take this pan away, and the hob will start beeping now because I haven't. And what I'm going to do is bring this, the one with the onions in, across to here, and we'll get this going to finish off these onions with the sausages. And what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to put some of this traditional thick brown gravy into this pan to finish the meal off. But I'm going to make a couple of additions. And as you can hear that, look, listen to that, fantastic. I'm just, as I said, I'm going to make a couple of additions. One of which is Marmite. I don't know if you've ever tried this. Spoonful of Marmite in the gravy. Because basically it's a yeast extract. It's I think it's what's left over from brewing beer, actually. I'm not quite sure, but you just add that, throw that in the sink, and then I'm going to add, which is a little bit different than usual. This isn't traditional. This is just me. It just adds a different flavour, this tomato puree. It gives it a little bit more depth. And in the, of course, in the gravy that I'd already made, there was some mixed herbs, dry mixed herbs, and that's basically the finished. You could have left the onions a little bit longer, but I like them with a little bit of crunch to them. I don't want them sort of so that you can't tell that they're there. So that's how I like them, and there you have English bangers and mash in onion gravy. I'm just going to give this gravy a little bit of a taste. Yum, lush, absolute. I mean, yeah. Lush, absolutely lush. Wow, see, that tomato puree just finishes that gravy off. It's absolutely lovely. And I'm going to move this lid out of the way. I'm going to put a plate here, and I'm going to just show you how we would plate this up. And I'm going to add a little bit of mash, and I've got some vegetables on the stove top just behind me that I've already cooked up. I'm just got a spoon, and bear with me a minute. I'll just this mash has just had some butter, and where's my, I'll use this just to get some vegetables. Just drain them off, and I'll show you. And there we have, wow. There we have some mashed potatoes, some mixed vegetables, and I'm just going to put these sausages, there you go, and I now need a spoon. I have to use a ladle for some of this gravy with the onions. Absolutely yum, delicious, wonderful. I'll just put that to one side, turn this off, wipe around slightly because I've made a terrible mess there, look, with the gravy there, with the pan. I'll just wipe that away, try and give us some, this is a typical example of what sometimes happens in when you're serving up in a restaurant. These accidents happen, and let me just wipe that gravy away there, and on this top here I'm just, and there you go, you have, I'll just move those onions so that you can see the sausages just in case you can't. We have Lincolnshire sausages, mashed potato, mixed vegetables, commonly known as bangers and mash here in England. It's our method. This is our lovely meal here in Cannonball Cottage. I hope you like what you've seen. Please subscribe, give us a share, give us a thumbs up, and also make a comment, and I'll get back to you if you have any queries. Thanks for watching. Bye.